HBCU basketball can lift our universities, y'all. It really can. It really can. I'm telling you, HBCU basketball can lift our universities. As I posted on Twitter, I said, what we want from football, the Hoopers are already doing. And I said that after, I want to say, Southern knocked off Oklahoma out of the Big 12. Oklahoma, yeah, just did that. Good shit, Southern, even though you slick running my blood pressure up, because that means my Jack State Tigers, I deal with your motherfucking ass. Talking about them ladies. Okay. I mean, we got to deal with y'all. Okay. But still good shit. But I'm about to tell y'all how HBCU basketball can lift our universities. Okay. And I did a nice research project for y'all. Okay. So I want to share my findings. Okay. I want to make y'all think. And ultimately, I want you to support basketball in a similar fashion to what you do football, the way you do football. Okay. That's what I hope to influence you to do. All right. But before we get into that, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. I am your homeboy first, and this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, hit that like button. Okay. Make sure y'all put all your people on. Okay. Also, make sure you go on over to kingmcneil.com or download the app. That is kingmcneil.com or download the app. Okay. Because the King McNeil collection is the place for all of your needs, all of your the gear that you might want for whatever your particular fraternity or sorority may be. Okay, they got it. Okay, they got it. If you make your first purchase over there on the app, you will get 20% off. Okay, so make sure y'all fuck with the King McNeil collection. Tell them first century. All right, let's get into this. Okay, y'all know HBCU basketball has been knocking off a lot of folks lately. Okay, been knocking off a lot of folks with regularity. You understand? Okay, that's both in the men's game and the women's game. Okay, it's been happening. And so when I see that, I be thinking to myself, now, goddamn, look at this shit. Now, football would have done that, motherfuckers be having an orgasm online. Okay. And I be seeing folks happy, but it ain't the same. It ain't the same amount. You know what I'm talking about? I know. If my Jack State football team was to knock off a Power 5 PWI, shit. I already know. When I did a segment about that shit, that motherfucker might hit 10,000 views. Hell. But it ain't the same energy behind basketball. Okay? But basketball is delivering what you say you want. It's so much harder for football to do that. Football is expensive. Football is expensive. It's the ultimate team game, y'all. I know everybody in big sports media just deep throats the quarterback. Okay, everything is the quarterback. They count quarterback wins, they count the quarterback Super Bowls and everything like that. But goddamn it, the quarterback, at any time that the quarterback is on the field, the quarterback is one of 11 people out there on his team. The quarterback is one of 22 people on that motherfucking field total. When you take the three phases in the game into account, the quarterback while being the most important position, is still a piece in this grand puzzle that we call football. It's the ultimate team game. I love it. I do love it. Okay. But everybody like to just focus on them. But shit, you can't even focus on just one unit. Folks like to focus on the offensive line. Folks just like to focus on the. You need all that shit to work. You understand? So if we could muster up enough money, let's say we go out there and we pay a 4-star to come to our school. Well, shit, that motherfucker probably gonna go ham, but you still gotta have an offensive line in front of them to keep them upright. Look at what Colorado did out there this year. Shador's a bad boy. That line couldn't keep him upright. Shit, Jackson State University, we just had a 5-star in Travis Hunter. We had him his freshman year playing both ways. And yeah, they say that he still wasn't fully healthy the whole time. Okay. But near the end of the year, he was around in the forum. We still lost Celebration Bowl. Now you can argue, hey, that's because we wasn't focusing and all that kind of shit. But I would argue as well, hey, it still takes more than just one 5-star or a handful of a 5-star and a few 4s and stuff like that. You gotta have a motherfucking team. And you gotta have some depth in football as well because of the violence. Folks gonna get hurt. It ain't no if folks get hurt. Folks don't get hurt. It's a violent game. This shit is not a contact sport. That shit is a collision sport. Basketball is a contact sport. I had to go out there and box out motherfuckers. I used to take charges. Like, I probably hold a state record for charges taken if they were keeping that as a stat at the time, okay? During my 4 years of playing high school basketball from 1999 to 2003, goddamn it, I had to take more charges than anybody else. Okay, I was an excellent on ball and help defender. Excellent. You understand? But that shit there is a contact sport. Taking a charge is a collision, but you kind of know how to take. We were taught how to take them, okay, to minimize the contact and really protect yourself. Shit. Football, man. I guess you're taught how to hit properly. You're taught how to try to minimize injuries and shit like that. But sometimes you don't even know where that lick coming from, goddamn it. Sometimes you don't know where that lick coming from. This shit violence. Somebody gonna get hurt. So that you gotta have depth. I'm talking about hella depth at all position groups. So many moving parts. You got so many goddamn coaches to pay. You got your head coach. You got your offensive coordinator. You got your defensive coordinator. You got your O-line coach. You got your D-line coach, okay? You got your goddamn linebacker coach. You got your DB coach. You got your goddamn running back coach. You got your wide receiver coach, okay? You got your tight ends coach. You got special teams coach. You got all these moving parts. You got some teams got the luxury of just having a guy dedicated to coaching quarterbacks, okay? You got all this shit. This shit expensive. You got to get a big ass truck to haul all these motherfucking pads and gear and all that kind of shit. It's a lot that goes into this shit, dog. Football is very expensive. Now, it can make you a lot of money. You know, stadium fills up. All the gear you're selling, all the parking and all the popcorn and beverages and all that kind of, it can add up. It can add up. Okay. It's also very costly. But especially it's costly for them coaches, for great coaches, and it's costly to get great players. It was costly to get great players before NIL. When everything was under the table, these guys were costly. Now that the shit is on the table here, these guys are more costly. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. I have evidence of how tough it is. I did a little research project. So I looked up just in the Celebration Bowl era. Just in the Celebration Bowl era, okay? HBCU football champs versus FBS schools. Okay. So again, we're looking at our black national champions. Okay. And how they fared against FBS opponents. So let's go to 2015. Okay. 2015, we know the NCAT beat Alcorn 41-34. And that year, NCAT lost to 11-3 North Carolina, 53-14. Okay. That's a good North Carolina team, though. All right, so that was tough. 2016, Grambling beat North Carolina Central in a close one, 10-9. Okay. That year, Grambling lost to a 3-9 Arizona, 31-21. I know Arizona out of the Pac-12, well, the former Pac-12, the Pac-12 that is no longer with us. Okay. A 3-9 Arizona beat our national champion by 10. And we know Arizona ain't no goddamn football school for real anyway. That's a basketball school. Now I would point out that year NCAT did beat a 3-9 Kent State out of the MAC. Okay, but they weren't our champion that year. All right, in 2017, NCAT beat Grambling 21-14. Okay, and also NCAT got a FBS victory by beating Charlotte 35-31. Charlotte was 1-11 that year, 1-11 that year, and they win in Conference USA. Okay, but NCAT got that dub. Okay. Also, that same year, Tennessee State beat a 7-5 Georgia State team out of the Sun Belt, and Howard beat a 5-7 UNLV out of the Mountain West. Okay, do want to point those out. But getting back to these champions, in 2018, NCAT beat Alcorn 24-22. Okay, another close one. And that year they beat East Carolina 28-23. Okay, East Carolina was a 3-9 AAC team. Okay. In 2019, NCAT beat Alcorn 64-44. Okay. But they lost to a 5-7 Duke team, 45-13. Okay. We know that Duke out of the ACC basketball school through and through. All right. But they beat us handily. Okay. For the spring 2021 season, y'all know 2020 COVID. So that spring 2021 season, Alabama A&M only played the SWAC. So let's move on to that fall 2021 season. South Carolina State beat my Jackson State Tigers 31-10. Okay. But that year, they lost to 10-3 Clemson by a score of 49-3. Okay, you might say, I got to give them that. That's Clemson, okay. Before the fall off, seemed like Clemson and fell off. Okay, but I digress. And South Carolina State also lost to 2-10 New Mexico State, 43-35. Okay. In 2022, North Carolina Central beat my Jack State Tigers 41-34 in the Celebration Bowl. And they didn't play in the FBS teams that year. They played New Hampshire and won, and they played Campbell and lost. Okay, so it seemed like they used a different strategy that year, similar to what the strategy that Prime used that year in 2022. So we didn't play in the FBS teams that year either when we went undefeated in the regular season. Okay, that motherfucker was slick. We didn't go out and play that big money game. We played Campbell. We didn't go out there and play one of them games. Even though then we almost beat that FBS team that we played in 2021. Was that Louisiana Lafayette or was that Louisiana Monroe? I can't remember. Okay, but we almost beat them. All right. And let's jump on to 2023. FAMU beat Howard 30-26. Okay. But they lost to a 7-6 USF out of the AAC. Okay. And let me look and see what that score was for y'all. That score was 38-24 in favor of USF. Okay. So y'all see here that really our best haven't really fared well like against these, showing up not against these Power Fives. Now against some of the lower tier group of five schools, okay, we were able to get some wins. Okay. But not with regularity, not with consistency. Again, look at what I told you. NCAT, champion in 2015, blasted by North Carolina, a basketball school. 2016, Grambling, our champion, lost to trash Arizona, 31-21. Okay. But again, that's the year NCAT beat trash Kent State. 2017, NCAT, our champs, beat trash Charlotte out of Conference USA. Tennessee State beat Georgia State, nobody's powerhouse in football. Howard beat 5-7 UNLV, nobody's powerhouse, or not a Power Five team. Okay, and they coming out of the Mountain West. 2018, I told you, NCAT was our champ, beat trash East Carolina out of the AEC. 2019, NCAT, our champ, lost to trash Duke out of ACC. Okay, 2021, I told you, South Carolina State, our champ, got beat to sleep by Clemson out of the ACC. Lost to trash New Mexico State. Okay, and remember I got skipped 2022 because our champ didn't play FBS team that year. North Carolina Central didn't play FBS team that year. So 2023, FAMU, our champ, lost by 14 to 7-6 USF. Now, I'm not saying this to trash our teams. I'm just saying this shit is hard. The amount it's expensive. It's hella expensive. The coaches are busting their motherfucking asses, okay? The players who play for our teams are busting their motherfucking asses, okay? Because they're doing the same goddamn drills that all these other folks doing, but they don't have as many amenities and perks and things that help them rejuvenate and help them heal faster, recover faster, and all that kind of shit. I'm sure our staffs aren't as large as these bigger schools and shit like that. So the amount of dividing up the labor amongst the staff that can go on these larger staff shit. Our coaches have to double up and do multiple things. Okay, so I am not in no way trying to denigrate our coaches nor our players. I'm just trying to get you to understand that this shit is hard. To think that we're gonna just hop up here and just be successful and knocking off these Power Fives like this. That shit's tough because it's so expensive. And I've talked to y'all about the racial wealth gap on here. We've talked about how we've been underfunded. We've talked about all that motherfucking shit, man. How we playing catch up. How we're just smaller. How we're just fucking smaller schools. We talked about this shit. All that shit makes it harder, man. You feel me? But let's look at what basketball has done just this year. Just this year. And this was posted by Liv of Liv for Hoops. Make sure y'all following her on Twitter, okay? Because she is doing the Lord's work when it comes to her coverage of HBCU basketball, okay? Shout out to that queen, you understand? But she pointed this out. She said, this year alone, HBCU basketball has done this, okay? HBCU basketball has wins against the ACC, the American Conference, the ASUN, Big 12, Big East, Big South, CAA, Conference USA, MAAC, Missouri Valley, Mountain West, NEC, Pac-12, OVC, SEC, Southland, Summit, Sun Belt, WAC, West Coast. And if you go into the comments, I think somebody pointed out that we also knocked off the Atlantic 10, but she ain't have enough space to fit that in. Okay? Getting it done. That's just this year. Again, let's just look at the Power Fives that's in there. ACC, a basketball league, okay? Power Five, Big 12, Power Five, Big East, Power Five, SEC, Power Five, Pac 12, Power Five. You understand? That's just this year. Okay. Now, if I went back a couple years ago, y'all know my goddamn girls at Jackson State University damn near knocked off LSU in the damn tournament. Not last year, LSU, not the challenge, but the year before that, when Mork had just got there, gave them girls everything they wanted. When we had a Misha Williams Holiday and Deja Rogan, shit. I would argue we should have won the goddamn game. Free throws and them damn refs. Okay. But this year, my squad's gave me a few. The men's team knocked off Missouri out of the SEC, had them in their motherfucking feelings. Okay. We beat Arkansas State out of the Sun Belt. My women beat Southeast Louisiana out of Southland, beat St. John's out of the Big East, and we should have just beat Miami. But we turned the ball over entirely too damn much. Entirely too much. Okay. Which leads me to this. One player in basketball can really have an outsized impact on a team. Notice what I said about football. The quarterback is one of 11 when he's out there on that field with his team. A star basketball player is one of 5 on his team. A quarterback, when his defense is on the field, when his special teams on the field, is over there sitting down like I'm sitting down right goddamn now. Chilling. A star basketball player is going both ways, Jack. If that motherfucker really about that action, that motherfucker playing hard on both ends too. If you got you a stud. That one player can impact so much. I'm going to use my team for example. Imagine my Jack State Tigers, the women's team, with one stud point guard. One girl that can go out there and get you a 2-to-1, 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. Imagine that. A girl who she gonna make sure Daphne get that bitch where she need to get them layups. She gonna make sure Angel get that bitch where she need to. She gonna make sure that Tilly get that motherfucker where she need it. Okay. She gonna help make the game easier for Maya and all that kind of shit. Imagine that. Okay. Can help elevate Kashana. Imagine that one stud point guard who just got that bitch on a string out there and just really being a floor general in what Coach Reed could do with her. Oh, and she come on the other end and she clamps her position as well. Imagine what Jackson State's men could do. Come on, you right now, Jack State doesn't even have Mr. Ruffin nor Mr. Mansell, who's our big, but still he's undersized. He hella athletic, but still he's undersized. So imagine what Jack State's men could do with Coach Mo Williams coaching up these guys if we had a 6'10, 6'11, or a 7-footer who's athletic. Either that or one elite shooter. Not streaky. Colty is streaky. You know what I'm talking about? Like him, but he's streaky. Okay. But I'm talking about a consistent boy that go out there and give you 40, 41, 42, 43% from trade ball. Just wet. And got some height on him so he can actually get that bitch off. Okay. So like a 6'7" wing with a burner on him. And Coach Mo's system, the way he can draw this shit up and get kids open. Shit. Oh, and that wing will go down there and clamp his position as well. So he a two-way player. Shit. It'll be crazy. But guess what? You got to pay them kids. You got to pay them. You got to pay them, baby. You got to pay them. But notice, hey, it's cheaper to pay one kid than to be trying to pay a whole motherfucking unit. Again, I use Colorado as an example. Them motherfuckers finding out how expensive a whole unit is out there with this offensive line they got. Shit. Them white folks had to come over with some money. Prime had to talk them boys out they draw, goddamn. They had to come up out some money. And they're gonna want a return on their investment too. That's another story though. I digress. You gotta pay them boys. Gotta pay them. But I'm talking about getting one game changer. One game changer. Okay. Imagine if your HBCU can muster up enough money to pay one game changer through these NIL collectives or whatever the fuck these motherfuckers be doing. One game changer. And that one game changer comes in to go along with the program y'all already got that's bubbling. Go along with the good coaching you got. That one game changer comes in, electrifies your fan base. Come in there and turn y'all up in y'all gym. Come in there and have social media worthy highlights and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all make it to the NCAA tournament. Okay. Because see, that's another thing. See, motherfuckers always on my timeline. I see folks arguing about with football about the FCS playoff versus the Celebration Bowl. Okay. But we don't have that argument in basketball. When we win our conference, we go straight to the damn same show that everybody else in. And I love the Celebration Bowl. I love the shit. Fuck the FCS playoffs. Fuck it. We basically FBS because we play for a bowl. You know what I'm saying? Shit. But that's a whole nother story. But in basketball, we in the same dance that everybody else is in. So now that one stud leads you out to the NCAA tournament, and on that night, goddamn, that motherfucker goes off. And y'all upset somebody. Upset one of these goddamn marquee PWI. All right. You're gonna be the talk of the town. You're gonna be all over Sports Center. Motherfuckers gonna want to interview y'all and celebrate you and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Feature stories. Don't let you go on a little run in the tournament, that shit. Might end up with a 30 for 30 about you. Now the goddamn notoriety of the school rises, especially if y'all really supporting the team in our style, with our flair. You know what I'm talking about? And so the name record of the school has grown. So now another 4-star, 5-star kid is looking like, damn, they be lit up in that bitch, and there ain't nothing but us up in that bitch. And they got a HBCU band up in that motherfucker, and it lit. Oh, and they got the Divine Nine strolling at the game like a motherfucker. And that shit lit, man. And I noticed Cub was able to get 100 bands while he was there. And Cuz was able to get like a documentary going, social media jumping. You know what I'm talking about? He put out his own little doc of what was going on with him on his YouTube channel. He was making money off of that shit. You know what I'm saying? He getting shout outs from all these players in the league who claim they support HBCUs like Steph and Chris Paul and shit. Okay, so he still get his name record out there. Oh, and then since he put on stupid numbers in the SWAC or the MEAC or whatever, and then he went into the NCAA tournament and turned up. Oh, and before all that, in the non-conference, he was whooping motherfuckers' ass too. Oh, he was still able to go one and done and be drafted in the first round. Because all that bullshit that these motherfuckers be saying about, oh, the competition. Remember, they be trying to talk about what Shador didn't face in the SWAC and all that kind of shit. If you play HBCU basketball, you're going to have a chance in our non-conference to prove that you can whoop these other motherfuckers' asses. You will have a chance in the NCAA tournament to prove you can whoop all these other motherfuckers' asses. It's already built in. You'll have your chance to prove it. Other small programs do it. Look at Gonzaga. Look at them, who our guys just lost to, and I was not happy with our guys' effort in that game whatsoever. Usually our guys play harder than that. I was not happy with their effort. Okay. But Gonzaga, I don't know how to properly pronounce it. Okay. If I'm fucking it up, I apologize to the Zags. Okay. But they always murk their conference. So they be trying to keep their strength of schedule up in their non-conference. Okay, because when they drop down to their conference, they don't have as much competition. You feel me? So it can be the same for us. It can be the same for us if we get some powerhouse, we can get some elite kids, I should say, to come to our schools and we become these motherfucking powerhouse. We just beef up. What am I saying? Beef up the non-conference schedule. Our non-conference schedule already beefed up as a motherfucker. These folks might get scared of players, but that's the proving ground. That, hey, I'm ready. I can be one and done. See, that's another thing. Football, these kids can't go one and done, man. So the likelihood of them of a 4-star, 5-star spending 4 years with us in this climate, with this transfer portal, and with these bags that are dropping, that's unlikely. If we get another 5-star, okay, or if we get these 4 stars, I'm seeing some folks getting 4 stars. I think we might have grabbed one. Jack Steger, I think we might have grabbed one. I think I heard Zoe and Ken talking and TD talking about that shit. But let's say these motherfuckers go out there, man, they put on. Let's just keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. That's what we do here, right? Let's say they go out there and they put on as a freshman. They go stupid. Okay. That great tape is out there. Y'all already know the big white schools finna come try to drop a bag on. You know that shit. And you just would hope that we've done enough culturally and as a fan base and academically at the school, to supporting these young men that they want to stay with us. But y'all know most of these motherfuckers gonna take the financial opportunity, especially if they coming from poverty. And I get it. Okay. But in basketball, they can just spend 6 months with us, and then they can go. That's how they do this. That's how they do it in Kentucky. After March, them motherfuckers ain't going to class no more. And somebody might say, well, what about the academics? Goddamn it, they can come back later and goddamn buy a degree here. Or if they're serious about their education, who's stopping them from getting an education? They can enroll online. They can come in the summertime. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do and still get their degree. And be an alum of Jackson State University or Grambling or Southern or Howard or FAMU, wherever the fuck. But they can come be one and done with us. And then watch how from that basketball program being lit and that gym being full and all the social media impressions and shit like that, all of that raises the stature of the university. And then what they're going to do, that's going to help football. That's going to make football's job easier because it's going to help football recruit better. It can, y'all. Y'all see my vision? Do you see my motherfucking vision, y'all? Are you with me? Are you with me on this? If you are with me, I need you to go right goddamn now and go buy season tickets to your school's basketball games. Do it right now. Do that shit right now. Okay? If you're watching this on your TV, if you're watching this on your computer screen, goddamn it, go on your phone right now and go to your school shit and buy them goddamn tickets right now. If you're watching this on your phone, go on your computer. Go to your school's website. Buy them goddamn tickets, okay? And do whatever the fuck you need to do. Buy them goddamn tickets. Buy them. Okay? Now, if you know about an NIL collective or all this kind of shit that y'all can do to try to get the money in there, to recruit the players, do that. But I'm just telling you the simplest way that you can support your school's basketball team is go buy the damn season tickets. That's off top. That's how you're going to support them financially. And then go to the games. If you can't physically go to the game, gift them motherfucking tickets to somebody who can. So they can come in there so we can have a lit environment that is attractive to these recruits that I'm talking about. These game changers that we need that can help our programs grow and then help lift the entire university. Okay? It's easier to do in basketball. For smaller schools to rise up is easier in basketball. One of my young boys plays for Florida Atlantic right now. They went to the Final Four last year. Yesterday, they just beat Arizona, who's number 4 in the country, I want to say. And the FAU is number 14 in the country. FAU is a small school. Arizona is a bigger school. But they whooped their ass. It's easier in basketball. You feel me? So we got to look at that. We are small schools. But we can grow through basketball more quickly than we can through football. We can do it. And our growth through basketball will help our beloved football teams and ultimately help our universities as a whole. That's my vision. That's part of it. See, another part of my vision is for God to continue to bless my businesses, okay, and increase my stature, okay. So I won't even have to do some of this shit that I'm doing right now by asking y'all that I just have enough money to goddamn say, shit, Mo, who you need, dog? Who you need, Mo? Read who you want. And just write a check. Go get them. One day. One day, God with me. God's with me. God's with me. But until then, I need y'all to get with me in this small way. It's really a big thing. And go buy those goddamn season tickets. Okay? Because these basketball teams been turning up for us in non-conference. So when this conference play kicks off, your ass need to be in them stands. Supporting your team. Put it on something.
Please subscribe to my daddy's YouTube channel because the more subscribers he gets, the more attractive he looks to sponsors. The more attractive he looks to sponsors, the more money he can make. And the more money he can make, the more money he can spend on me.